السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الفلاح.
لا حول ولا قوة.
حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره وأعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تبارك وتعالى، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is the only creator whom we should fear. وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said He has revealed to us the same thing He has revealed to nations before us, and that was to fear Him, to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reminder we are going to do today in this Jummah, as always, we need to remind ourselves about the importance of this day. Every Jummah, it is important to remind the brothers and sisters about the importance of the day of Jummah. One of the importance is to realize that everything we do on this day will be the highest when it compared to other days in terms of reward and importance. And one of them is the Salah of Fajr in the morning. That Salah is the most important Salah throughout the week. And as the hadith mentioned, the most important salah in the path of Allah throughout the week is the Salatul Fajr in Jama'ah. So it is amazing to see some of us, we take the Jummah more important than the Salatul Fajr. And when it comes to preference, a Muslim has to prioritize everything we do in terms of reward. Salatul Fajr is more important than Jummah in the sight of Allah. So we don't have to miss Fajr in the masjid and make all preparation for Jummah. So we miss the importance. So they are both important, but when it comes in terms of preference and virtue, the Salah of Fajr on Friday is more important. And Jummah is Fard, and as the hadith mentioned, only 4 are exempt from Jummah. And apart from that, as long as you are Baligh as a Muslim and a male, is Fard on you. So that's why they are both important. So that's the reminder for Jummah today. And we go into the theme of the Khutbah. That is the Amal Saleh that we talked about in our last Khutbah. What is right for us to do deeds that will earn us the important reward and to earn us Jannah. And every deed we do is important, but when we take the preference, we take the most important ones, and that's the ones that are legislated in the Sharia. We talked about to do dua for anything that is legislated. You can make dua on your good deeds. That's something that is permissible. We talked about that. And that was a question about like Bilal radiallahu anhu, because I said in my next khutbah, I'll clarify that. Radiallahu anhu, Bilal, he did that 2 rakah of Sunnah because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam accepted it, and he saw us how important that Sunnah is. That's Tahiyatul Wudu. But he was present, and he can say whether it is something legislated or not legislated in the deed. But he was alive. So somebody can do anything while he was present. The things that he has not, bring to you and you haven't heard about it, and you happen to do it as a good deed, he will rectify it because he was alive. But after his death, and as he mentioned, there is no Nabi after him, La Nabiya Ba'di, then nobody has any right to do anything in this deen that is not legislated on your own accord. So whatever we do has to be from Sunnah and has to be from what he teach and what the Sahabas follow and the Salafus Saleh. So to answer that question, nobody has right to invent or create anything after the death of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the deen was complete when the ayah was revealed, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam dina. This deen was complete from that day because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has confirmed it was complete. And to add to that, Imam Malik radiallahu anhu, rahimahullah, Imam Malik, he said the day that verse was revealed, whatever was not in the deen will never be part of the deen. Imam Malik rahimahullah, Malik ibn Anas. And anything that is in the deen will remain to be part of the deen, but anything that is not in the deen will never be part of the deen until Yawm al-Qiyamah. So nobody has the right to create or invent or innovate anything in this deen after the death of Rasul, because it is complete and sealed. And the theme of the khutbah today, I want to talk about something very sensitive in our deen, and that's what we call barakah. Barakah. what is barakah and how we define barakah, because we tend to seek it in places where we are not supposed to seek it from. And as we know from subcontinental, regions, Africa and Asia, and you name it, people will seek this word barakah from places where they are not supposed to be seek. Al-wasila, you can seek wasila, and the only way you can seek wasila is through what Allah and His Rasul legislated. As I mentioned, your good deeds, you can seek wasila from it. Bil amal salih. That's permitted. And when we make dua, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, dua huwa al-ibadah. Dua is worship. And where do we take our worship from? From Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So our dua should be in accordance how Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam make his own dua. Because he said dua is worship. So anything that we do as worship, we cannot take it from anywhere else apart from Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So this barakah we seek from places where we are not supposed to seek. It is mentioned, this word barakah is al-ghaib. The word is al-ghaib. You cannot know where the barakah is unless Allah tell you where this is and Rasul. Because to say this one is person has barakah, or this object or whatever it is has barakah, only Allah and His Rasul can tell us where the barakah is. So to seek it, like I mentioned, Laylatul Qadr, for example, in Ramadan, that night is barakah, and is mentioned in the Quran in Surah Dukhan. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Allah told us that. He said, I have revealed this kitab, the book Quran, on a night that is full of barakah. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. So to seek barakah of this night that Allah told us, it has been mentioned and is written in the Quran, in the Hadith, how we seek barakah on this night. Number one, you fast the day. Number two, you stand in Qiyamul Layl during the night, and you do sadaqah. So many good deeds you have to do that is legislated in the Quran and Hadith. So Allah told us the night is barakah, and He told us how to seek this barakah. And the Quran as well has barakah, and that's mentioned also in the Quran in so many ayahs. So this to seek barakah, first of all, what is the meaning of barakah? Al-Qurtubi, he said, fal barakatu kathratun khair. The barakah is the increments of good or reward in things that we seek, where we seek it from. That's the word of Al-Qurtubi. And Ibrahim ibn Adhan, he was asked what is barakah. In his definition, he said, he gave the example of a dog and a sheep. He said when the dog gives birth to many offsprings, and the sheep will give birth to 2 or 3 maximum. Some may go beyond that, but usually it's 1, 2, or 3 sheep. But if you observe in our life, how many dogs do we have around, and how many sheep do we have around, and how many sheep do we sacrifice throughout the year? You count it and you can judge it. He said that is barakah. The barakah is in the sheep, because you don't see many dogs around compared to the sheep. But the dog gives more offsprings than the sheep. He said that is the example Ibrahim ibn Adhan he gave to explain the word barakah. And the barakah also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned, He told Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, Ikbid bis salamin minna wa barakatin alayhi. He said, descend from me with peace and barakah. So the barakah, first of all, is from Allah. Allah makes things barakah, and he has the right to tell us where the barakah is. He makes things barakah, and he will tell us where the barakah is. So to seek barakah, we have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. Because you can see some people will be making dua and mentioning things. And in ibadah, as I said, al-uslu fil ibadah at-tawqifiyah. That is the worship. To do a worship, you have to follow how it has been revealed. At-tawqifiyah. That's the usul in ibadah. So for us to seek this barakah in anywhere, we have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. And in dua, we can say a lot of things, because you say people making dua, bi barakati fulan, bi barakati so and so, bi hurmat so and so, and things that you don't even know whether those things has barakah. And people can mention even their parents, their teachers, and places and mosque. We see all this, but this is not legislated and it's not allowed, because it will lead you to shirk, and that's the most. The shirk is the thing that everything should be aware of and stay away from, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ. Whoever commit shirk and you die with that shirk, Jannah is haram for you. So this is something that we should remind ourselves week in, week out. Let us be aware of things that can lead us to shirk. So it's important for us to remember this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and keep us in guidance and keep us away from shirk and make us steadfast in Tawheed and Sunnah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم واستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala على ما علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. The second part of the khutbah, we bring some definitions about this word barakah. And ittiba' al-Rasul is one of the most important aspects of our deen, following the Sunnah, following Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his teachings. Because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in the hadith, kullu ummatin yadkhuluna al-jannata illa man aba. Qila wa man ya'ba ya Rasulullah? Qal man ata'ani dakhala al-jannah wa man asa'ani faqad aba. He said, all my ummah will enter Jannah except those who refuse. And he was asked, who are those who refuse? He said, whoever follow my way, my teachings, my examples, my ibadah will enter Jannah. And those who refuse to follow that are those who refuse. That's a very clear hadith. So that tells us how important it is to follow Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his teachings and his worship. The worship we do, these are very sensitive, because if we bring anything in worship in partners with Allah, it will nullify our deeds. So it is important to be aware of this. There are many things that can easily nullify our deeds. So for us to follow the teachings of Rasul, we have to be aware of who to follow. And most people, you'll tell them, they will tell you there are so many people doing this. Brothers and sisters, the numbers, when it comes to many, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying things negative about them. I don't know if you know that in the Quran, because when it comes to number of people doing, more of them doing a certain deed, many people are doing something that they don't know. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He always mentions that in the Quran. Most people don't know. Most people don't know. Most people are fasik. Aktharahum fasikun. Aktharahum nafikun. When you follow it, there are many. So don't follow many people. Follow what is correct, what is legislated. Umar bin al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, he met one Sahabi, he was making this dua. Oh, he said, "Oh Allah, make me among the few." That's the dua he was making. "Oh Allah, make me among the few." And he continues to make this dua. And when Umar bin al-Khattab, he asked him, "Why are you making this dua? Where did you get this from?" He said to him, "Don't you hear Allah say, many people are not grateful. Many people are fasik." Then he go on mentioning many ayahs that are ridiculing the majority of people. So he said he doesn't want to be among them. He wants to be among the small numbers that Allah is happy with. Like the Sahabas, he said, "Radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhu." He is pleased with them and they are pleased with him. And another ayah, he said, "Oh, laqad radiyallahu anil mu'minin." He is referring to the Sahabas. He is pleased with them. So the most important thing for a Muslim is to seek the pleasure of Allah, even if in places where the number is small. And we cannot invent our own ibadah. One day, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, anhu, there was one of his students. He went to the masjid. He found a lot of people doing dhikr in groups. And this dhikr, there is one among them who is telling them, read 100 times, La ilaha illallah. Another one, he said, read Subhanallah 100 times. Allahu Akbar 100 times. He is giving them numbers. Then this student went straight to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, this great Sahabi. The Sahabi that Rasulullah he said, one day he was climbing and the wind blew up, his thigh, and his leg was showing, and some of the Sahabis laughed. He said, "You are laughing at the legs of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud." He said, "This leg of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud in Yawm al-Qiyam is heavier than this mountain, Jabal Uhud. That leg, when you put it in the balance Yawm al-Qiyam, is heavier than that mountain, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud." So it's a great Sahabi, because he is someone who is slim, and the Sahabas were laughing. Then the Rasulullah told them how important that Sahabi was. Now, the student told Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, "Come." And that was a time when Rasulullah, when he passed away, was not too long ago. He said, "Come and see the Ummah of Rasul." And he followed him. He saw it. Okay, he said, "Come and see for yourself." Then he went into the masjid and saw these people doing dhikr, la ilaha illallah, in groups. He told them, where do you get this from? But to them, they are doing a good deed, because dhikr is good deed. Saying la ilaha illallah is a good deed. Subhanallah is a good deed. And that's most people, they will complain, "I am doing this is a good deed. How can it be wrong?" No, it is wrong because you differ with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he told them, where do you get this from? It's either you are the one on the right path, and Rasul and his Sahabas are on the wrong path. or he is on the right path and you are on the wrong path. They said to him, but we are doing dhikrullah. We are saying the names of Allah and we are saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. He said, you are counting this, you are better off counting your sins. You are better off counting your sins. This is not what is legislated. So, our dua and dhikr, we have to follow the footsteps of Rasul and how it is revealed. So, it is a job on us, a duty on us to ask the way of our worship. How do we worship and how to follow the Sunnah if we don't know? So that's important. He said to the Sahaba who asked the question, who are those who will not enter Jannah? He told them, those who refuse to follow me. Oman asa'ani faqad aba. Those who are the ones who refuse to follow. And as Muslims, we will always have this opportunity over and over. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us opportunity over and over. If we happen to make a mistake, we seek forgiveness from Allah. He is always merciful and forgiving. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned in the Quran, in tajtanibu kaba'ira ma tunhauna anhu nukaffira ankum sayyi'atikum wa nudkhilakum mudkhalan karima. He said, if you avoid the major sins, I will erase the lesser sins from you. I will forgive you of the lesser sins and enter you into a door of Jannah. وَنُدْخِلَهُ مُدْخَلًا كَرِيمًا, a gate of great honor. So, a Muslim, the most important thing for us is to know what are the major sins, avoid them, because shirk is a major sin. It will enter a person in hellfire, and Allah will not forgive it. He mentioned that in the Quran, and not in one place. وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةَ وَمَأْوَاهُ النَّارُ وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ. And you will not have a helper, anybody to help you to get you out of hellfire. You will remain there forever. So that's a very serious warning for us. So we must, what we have to do as Muslims is to know what is shirk, minor and major. The major sins, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He always mention is shirk. And then He will mention other sins down the line. But top, number one is committing shirk. Putting people or things in partners in your worship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is important for us to always remember that the things that are taking us towards Allah is only the things that are legislated in this Quran and Sunnah, and that's the only way for us to be succeeded here and next life. And he said to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when the angels came down to him to give him the glad tidings of Prophet Ishaq alayhi salam, the angels, because Prophet Ibrahim was old and his wife also was old, they were very old at the time, because he doesn't have any offspring at his old age, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to give him an offspring. He sent the angels to give him the glad tidings of Ishaq alayhi salam. First and foremost, the first glad tidings he received of a son is through Hajar, and that is Ismail alayhi salam. And the second is Ishaq. So these are the two sons of Ibrahim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised him that every prophet will, after him, will come through his progeny. Every prophet after Prophet Ibrahim will come through his progeny. So it is important to remember that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, Rahmatullahi alaykum ahlal bayt. Innahu Hamidun Majid. Those are the words of the angels when they come to him to give him the glad tidings. So the barakah is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because what we have to remember is barakah and rizq they belongs to Allah, and they only come from Allah. Therefore, it is important for us to seek it where they tell us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasul, where they are. Al-barakatu kulluha min Allah. That the barakah is all from Allah. And anything that Allah make barakah is where the barakah is. And He is the only person to tell us, because it is a thing of al-ghaib. The ghaib is something in the hidden, unseen, we cannot know as human. So compared to every other thing, we cannot seek barakah anywhere else apart from the legislation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought down. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us to understand this and not to bring people in partnership with Allah in our dua and our worship. Because our dua and worship are the deeds that will lead us to Jannah. If we happen to fail to achieve anything from our dua and worship, then we will be losers in Yawm al-Qiyam. So this is the khutbah we have for you today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and keep us on the right path, and guide our offsprings, guide our families and the ummah at large. Allahumma inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين ودمر الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المسلمين في فلسطين وفي كل مكان. اللهم احفظ إخواننا المسلمين في فلسطين وفي كل مكان. اللهم تقبل شهداءهم واشف مرضاهم. اللهم تقبل منهم إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب عليهم إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا وأصلح ذات بيننا واهدنا سبل السلام ونجنا من الظلمات إلى النور وجنبنا فواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن وبارك لنا في أسماعنا وأبصارنا وقلوبنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.